One Saturday afternoon, my phone rang while I was fixing a loose cabinet in the kitchen. I almost ignored it, but something made me answer. The voice on the other end was calm, professional, and completely unexpected. By the time the call ended, my hands were shaking, and my entire sense of normal life had collapsed. I slowly turned toward my wife, who was sitting on the couch scrolling through her phone. She noticed my expression and frowned, asking what was wrong. Instead of explaining, I only managed to say, "Pack your bags now." The words felt heavy, even to me. She laughed at first, thinking I was joking. When she saw I wasn't smiling, her face changed. Questions poured out of her, but I couldn't answer yet. I needed time to understand what I had just learned myself. We packed in silence, the sound of zippers echoing through the house. Every item she folded reminded me of the years we had spent together. Memories pressed in from all sides, making it hard to breathe. As we drove, she finally demanded the truth. I told her about the call, how it came from a lawyer in another city, asking about a name I hadn't heard in decades, a name tied to my past, one I thought was buried forever. Before I met my wife, I had been married briefly and foolishly. That marriage ended quickly, and I walked away believing there were no lasting consequences. I was wrong in a way I never imagined. The caller explained that my former wife had passed away suddenly. She had left behind a teenage son, a son who was mine. The shock of it made my head spin. My wife stared straight ahead as I spoke, her knuckles white against the door handle. She didn't interrupt, but I could feel her emotions filling the car. Fear, confusion, maybe even betrayal. We were driving to meet the lawyer and the boy. There was no time to prepare, no way to soften the impact. My life was about to change whether I wanted it to or not. When we arrived, the boy stood up as soon as he saw me. He had my eyes, my posture, even my nervous habit of rubbing his hands together. In that moment, denial became impossible. He didn't call me Dad. He didn't have to. The connection was painfully clear. My wife quietly stepped back, giving us space I didn't know how to fill. That night, we stayed in a small hotel. My wife finally spoke through tears, asking why I had never told her about my past. I admitted that I thought it didn't matter anymore. She told me everything mattered when it came to trust. Her words hurt, but they were fair. Still, she didn't leave. Over the next few days, we talked more honestly than we ever had before. We talked about fear, responsibility, and the kind of future we wanted. None of it was easy. The boy moved in with us a month later. Our house felt different, louder, messier, more alive. Slowly, awkward conversations turned into shared meals and cautious laughter. Sometimes I think back to that Saturday and the phone call that changed everything. Telling my wife to pack her bags wasn't the end of our life together. It was the beginning of a harder, more honest one.